Welcome to Cosmic Faith, where quantum mysteries reveal divine truth. Before we dive into today's mind-expanding exploration of consciousness and reality, take a moment to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our weekly revelations. If you find value in today's journey, please hit that like button. It really helps our community grow. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever wondered if your consciousness affects reality more than you realize? Now, let's explore how the strangest discovery in quantum physics points directly to a Christian understanding of creation. Quantum physics has proven that particles don't exist as definite objects until observed. Reality itself depends on consciousness. This scientific fact, which shocked Einstein, aligns perfectly with the biblical claim that creation emerges from divine thought and observation. In the early 20th century, physicists made a discovery so bizarre that it continues to baffle scientists today. When they attempted to measure the properties of subatomic particles, they discovered something extraordinary. Particles don't exist in definite states until they're observed. This phenomenon, known as the observer effect or measurement problem, revealed that at the quantum level, particles exist as probability waves. Mathematical abstractions representing all possible states simultaneously, until measurement collapses these possibilities into a single reality. As physicist John Wheeler put it, no phenomenon is a real phenomenon until it is an observed phenomenon. This discovery shattered the materialistic assumption that reality exists independently of consciousness. At the most fundamental level, consciousness and reality appear inextricably linked. The classic demonstration of this principle is the double-slit experiment. When electrons are fired through two slits, they create an interference pattern on the detector screen, suggesting they travel as waves through both slits simultaneously. But when scientists place detectors to observe which slit each electron passes through, something remarkable happens. The interference pattern disappears, and the electrons behave like particles going through one slit or the other. The mere act of observation changes how reality manifests. As physicist Pascual Jordan stated, observations not only disturb what is to be measured, they produce it. This isn't just philosophical speculation but experimentally verified fact. Quantum physics reveals that consciousness plays a fundamental role in determining physical reality. This discovery so disturbed Albert Einstein that he spent the latter part of his career trying to disprove it. He famously objected, "I like to think the moon is there even when I'm not looking at it." Einstein couldn't accept that reality might depend on observation. He proposed that hidden variables must explain quantum weirdness without invoking consciousness. In 1964, physicist John Bell devised a test for Einstein's hidden variables theory. When the experiment was finally performed in 1982 by Alain Aspect, the results decisively rejected Einstein's view and confirmed that reality at the quantum level is indeed observer-dependent. As physicist Bernard d'Espagnac concluded after these experiments, the doctrine that the world is made up of objects whose existence is independent of human consciousness turns out to be in conflict with quantum mechanics and with facts established by experiment. What's remarkable is how perfectly this scientific discovery aligns with the biblical account of creation. Genesis 1 repeatedly uses the phrase, "God saw," in the creation narrative. God saw that the light was good. Genesis 1:4. God saw that it was good. Genesis 1:10, 12, 18, 21, 25. And finally, God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. Genesis 1:31. This emphasis on divine observation parallels the quantum discovery that reality emerges from probability into actuality through the act of observation. John 1:13 provides even deeper insight. "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made." The Greek term translated as word is logos, which refers to divine reason or mind. This passage suggests that creation emerges from divine consciousness, exactly what quantum physics now indicates about the nature of reality. In quantum mechanics, the transition from probability waves to definite reality is called wave function collapse. What causes this collapse remains one of the greatest mysteries in physics. Some physicists, including Nobel laureate Eugene Wigner and mathematician John von Neumann, propose that consciousness itself causes wave function collapse. This consciousness causes collapse interpretation suggests that mind is fundamental to reality, not merely an emergent property of matter. This scientific perspective aligns with the biblical view that consciousness, specifically divine consciousness, precedes physical reality. Genesis begins not with matter but with spirit. The Spirit of God was hovering over the waters, Genesis 1:2, before physical creation emerged. Physicist John Wheeler proposed what he called the Participatory Anthropic Principle, suggesting that observers are necessary for the universe to exist. As he put it, the universe does not exist out there, independent of us. We are inescapably involved in bringing about that which appears to be happening. Wheeler even suggested that observer participation affects not just the present, but the past. His delayed choice experiments, later confirmed in the laboratory, showed that observations made now can determine what happened in the past. This scientific concept parallels the biblical understanding of God as existing outside time, seeing the end from the beginning, Isaiah 46:10. From this timeless perspective, divine observation could indeed affect all of history simultaneously. Modern physics increasingly views information, not matter, as the fundamental reality. Physicist John Archibald Wheeler summed this up in the phrase "it from bit," suggesting that physical objects, it, derive from information, bit. This perspective aligns perfectly with Genesis, where creation occurs through information, divine speech. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Reality emerges from information, from the Word that John 1:1 describes as being with God and being God. The holographic principle in theoretical physics suggests our three-dimensional reality may be encoded on a two-dimensional boundary, like information on a cosmic surface. This scientific concept parallels biblical descriptions of creation being held within divine consciousness. As Acts 17:28 states, "In him we live and move and have our being." Our reality may exist within God's mind, much as a hologram exists within its encoding. Despite all our scientific advances, we still cannot explain how physical brain processes create subjective experience, what philosophers call the hard problem of consciousness. This mystery makes perfect sense if consciousness isn't generated by physical processes but is more fundamental, if our minds are accessing a broader consciousness rather than producing it. This aligns with biblical teaching that humans are made in the image of God, Genesis 1:27, suggesting our consciousness reflects divine consciousness. We are aware beings because we participate in God's awareness. The observer effect in quantum physics has profound theological implications. It suggests that the biblical account of creation emerging from divine observation isn't just poetic metaphor, but reflects the actual nature of reality. If consciousness is fundamental to reality, this challenges the materialistic assumption that mind emerged from mindless matter through random processes. Instead, it suggests mind precedes matter, exactly as Genesis claims. This scientific perspective also illuminates the incarnation, God becoming human in Christ. If reality exists within divine consciousness, then God entering his own creation is conceptually similar to an author writing himself into his own story. Perhaps most profoundly, it suggests that God's ongoing observation sustains reality moment by moment, exactly as Colossians 1:17 states, "In him all things hold together." As quantum research advances, the link between consciousness and reality becomes increasingly clear. Recent experiments in quantum biology suggest that quantum effects occur in living systems, including the human brain, potentially explaining consciousness itself. The emerging field of quantum consciousness, pioneered by physicists like Roger Penrose and Stuart Hameroff, proposes that consciousness arises from quantum processes in brain structures called microtubules. If consciousness operates according to quantum principles, this would explain its non-local properties, how it can encompass vast amounts of information instantaneously and potentially connect with a larger cosmic consciousness. The observer effect in quantum physics reveals a profound truth. Consciousness isn't just an emergent property of matter, but plays a fundamental role in determining reality itself. This scientific discovery aligns remarkably with the biblical account of creation, emerging from divine observation and being sustained by divine consciousness. As we continue to explore the quantum nature of reality, we may discover that science and faith aren't in conflict but converging on a common understanding. Mind precedes matter. Consciousness is fundamental, and reality itself may exist within the mind of God. If you found this exploration of quantum physics and divine consciousness enlightening, please hit that like button. Share this video with someone who needs this perspective, and subscribe for more revelations where quantum mysteries meet spiritual truth. Until next time, remember that your consciousness may be more fundamental to reality than you've ever imagined.